It,
All right, are you done?
you know, I hope the people bring up the rest of the issues that should be said here tonight. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's see. Carol Lynn.
Good evening. My name is Carol Lynn. I live at 1723 East Burke, and I am here to talk about the PRO for organized trash. I suffered financial hardship 2 years ago when my street was renovated. I paid over $6,000. The city paid for the renovation. We both paid for the renovation. After I had my nice, pretty new road, I found out that my street life was now half because of all the haulers going up and down my street. And it isn't just the number of haulers, it's the haulers starting, stopping, starting, and stopping. They're undermining the support underneath the pavement. I think it's financially responsible to the citizens to have one hauler per area, and I think it's financially responsible of the city to have one hauler. So I would like to see one hauler in my area collecting trash. Thank you.
Thank you. The next one is Mary Jo. I can't tell if it's Kraft or Craig.
You covered most of what I was going to say then, so.
All right. Thank you, Mary Jo. George Rossbach.
Good evening. It's interesting that I should be here tonight to speak in opposition to the plan, because 15 years ago, plus or minus, I sat right where you were with the same idea in mind. But as is tonight, there were so many people that opposed to it that we ended up dropping the project. My fears are a few in terms of what I have now as to what I might get. It is true that there will be less trucks on the road 1 day a week in a given area. Of course, other days of the week they don't haul in your area, but that is a plus. I saved considerable money a few years ago when I switched from a national hauler to a local hauler, and my bill, which I receive every 2 months, 1/3 is taxes. 1/3 of my total bill is taxes, and I suspect that if the city gets involved, they're going to have to take care of monitor it. They're going to take all the complaints and so forth. It's going to cost money, so I see some additional taxes, or I fear some additional taxes. My present hauler, if I go on vacation or go down south in the wintertime for 6 weeks, 2 months, I call them up, and I do not pay for that period of time. I think that should be on the wish list. Secondly, they pick up my Christmas trees for free. That should be on the wish list. Of course, I have the option to change. I'm very happy with my hauler, but if I weren't, I do have the option to change, which you've already covered. So I kind of have an attitude of, it ain't broke, don't fix it. Having said that if you do continue with this, I would advise you to contact Little Canada and Austin, Texas. I'm familiar with both of their plans, and their plans include periodic hauling of brush, periodic hauling of appliances, furniture, large items for free. You know, and I would say for free, but in their normal billing, not an extra charge. And so I think if you go ahead with this, you're going to have to come up with a plan that's superior to what we have now for the same amount of money or less, or you're going to have a lot of unhappy people. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see if I can butcher up Mike's last name. There we go.
Thank you, council members, for returning my phone call, my emails. I appreciate it. Thanks for the straight and honest talk you gave me on telephone. There's a few things I'd like to mention tonight, and I didn't hear anybody say it yet, and that's personal responsibility and accountability. The people in Maplewood are bright enough to make their own decision, I believe. I don't believe it's the city's place, government's place, to tell me who my trash hauler should be. What's next? Are they going to tell me this, that, or the other thing? It's the city's place to supply me with services I can't give myself, such as sewer, water, streets, etc. This whole thing with damage to the street caused by trucks, as the previous speaker said, is a very small issue. The bad air thing, well, a little bit of diesel fuel. I've never smelt one of those trucks. I don't know if any of the other residents has. Noise, you got one truck, maybe two, going up and down the streets. It's going to take them 1, maybe 2 minutes, drive in front of your house. That's it. Individual choice. My choice is worth it to me. I am willing to pay extra cost to have that. And I hope the citizens of Maplewood agree with me. I urge you, council members, to think about this, and thank you very much for returning my calls with responses to your emails and having this meeting tonight.
Thank you. Okay, so I want to ask you to break that habit. This is not a meeting where we applaud and we boo. If there are people you can boo me all you want, but it's unfair to your neighbors if there are a lot of people here on one side of the issue. It intimidates the other people. And so I'm asking you to be fair to your neighbors. Greg Vodel? Hotel?
Thank you for meeting with us tonight. I talked to Will and Marv Cope, and they're probably the two honest people I talked to. What I don't hear is what is the city of Maplewood going to make off this? The same as our NSP bill. If you notice that $3 surcharge for lights, we're not doing it for the goodness of our hearts. The city of Maplewood's going to make something out of this deal. I don't need you to tell me who my trash company is. If next thing is going to be is what paperboy I'm going to be able to have, and whether Pizza Hut can come down my street. Stay out of the citizens' business. We elected you. We can unelect you all in upcoming little elections we have. So I advise you to stay out of our business. Look at the beautiful project you did in our neighborhood on English and Frost, that big project that you wasted $500,000 on research, and what did I get out of it? Nothing. And now you're going to tackle our trash problem. No, let's get it unified. Let's have one hauler for Maplewood, and let's hope he goes on strike. Then what are we going to do? Nothing. Don't waste our time or our money. You're supposed to be working for us. I know I've heard the EPA suggested this, and it's the same thing I said to you on the phone. If the EPA tells you you need to be on the High Street Bridge at noon this Saturday, please be there. We want to do what they tell us to do. Keep the government, don't make choices for us. We didn't ask you to do this. Be respectful of us. I know when I went in the U.S. Armed Services, nobody asked me to do it. It was a choice I made. So don't inflict what you think is right for us on the people of Maplewood. Be respectful to us.
Thank you. For Christ's sake. Fran Grant.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. I have a few questions. I am against it, but I have questions for you. What are you going to do with the tipping charge? Who's going to pay that? Which hauler is going to take it to Newport, or is it going out of state?
I told you, Ms. Grant, at the beginning of the meeting that we don't have any answers because we haven't discussed this yet.
Okay.
And so we're here to gather your concerns and to hear what you think the pros and the cons are.
I also would like to know why you'd like to take a small garbage man out of our neighborhood and take his job away when America is suffering jobs right now.
I have no answers to your questions.
Okay. I also called North St. Paul, and their garbage bill is quite a bit different than what you said. A 32-gallon was $22.19. A 95-gallon was $26.77. They bill once a month, and they either have their garbage haul billed or the city bills it. And those, if the city bills it, then we need more staff.
I have no comments for you.
Also, there is a plus to that. They will pick up if you call and have an appliance or a mattress or something. If you call the city, they will pick it up free of charge. That is a plus for them.
You're getting your
But the main concern is the billing,
Picking up.
and I don't believe the city
Sofas
has
and
any right to be in the garbage business. We couldn't handle our own police department. We had to take our radio and give it away, and us taxpayers are still paying on it today. And so therefore, we, as a city, should not be looking to increase our value of jobs we cannot handle. I also believe there are many, many things the city could do without being in the garbage business. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I think she mentioned eliminating jobs, losing jobs. Not in the state, but in private jobs.
Tom Conley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tom Conley at 1193 East County Road B. First of all, I want to thank the council for the open meeting policy, and I want to thank Councilman Nephew for taking my call on a Saturday afternoon. He answered most of my questions. My position is when I came in the door, I felt I wanted the free enterprise system to prevail. What I've heard so far is I'd like to hear more, and therefore I want to sit down and keep it under 2 minutes, and I think the council in their wisdom will probably come to a fair choice. Thank you.
Thank you. Bill Schreiner.
Bill Schreiner, 1098 Boulder Creek Parkway. I appreciate all the people and the freedom of choice. However, in this economy, one thing I'm noticing is a lot of people are now making the choice not to have a trash hauler. Their trash is going in local business dumpsters and on the sides of the roads and on the sides of the freeways. That would be eliminated. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out one truck puts out 1/10 the pollution of 10 trucks. Roads that are now lasting 30 years could be expected to last 45 to 50 years. And just, we've heard White Bear, we've heard North St. Paul comparisons. I live in Maplewood. I live in a single-family home, but I happen to be in a neighborhood that is set up as an association. Because of that, one trash hauler comes down my street, picks up 18 homes, and my rate monthly for a 50-gallon is $8.30. I'd like to know who in this room in a single-family home is paying $8.30 or less. The financial advantages are significant. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to have trouble with this one just because I can't read it very well. But this person lives at 1192 Lark. So maybe Tom Gould or... Welcome. Well, it's on the list here. Maybe somebody wrote it in for you. You should be careful because they obviously know where you live, too.
I resemble that remark. I don't know why I'm up here, but I'm living on 1192 East Lark for the last 50 years. And by the way, Connolly's my neighbour. He must have given you my name. But I don't want the government telling me what to do anyway. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Speak it
I don't want the government telling me
as loud as you can.
All right? And, all I can say is I like living in Maplewood. I like the people in Maplewood. And I like you guys. You're doing your best for us. I hope so. And I'm not telling you what to do. But I still don't like the government telling me what to do, unless I could benefit by it. All right? 2 minutes are up. And this is...